Okay, good evening, guys. It is the world's first and only dark-skinned activist, Rashida Strober, the creator, the inventor, the designer, the architect of the first platform in history for dark skin, the only dark skin activist, the only colorism activist, the creator of the entire lane of speaking on anything regarding dark skin, colorism, or skin tone discrimination in regards to a movement. The creator, Rashida Strober, myself, of the very first platform in history for dark skin. As some of you already know, I am planning on filing a lawsuit against the plagiarizers on YouTube, social media, namely YouTube, that have for the past 3 years unscrupulously gone to my YouTube channel, gone to my website, and ripped off, stole, plagiarized, whatever name you want to call it, for intellectual property theft, that have stole my work. Those of you that understand, those of you that support, donate. Donate to the legal fees. Now, I have consulted with attorneys over the past, I want to say the past year. And a lot of people, they've attacked me as usual, like they attacked me for calling myself the dark skinned activist, but then turned around and copied and ripped off everything I did, which demonstrates that I'm correct in my assessments. These people have attacked me saying, you can't sue, you don't have a case, you can't do this. And I just love when people tell me what I can and cannot do, because the fact of the matter is, most of the time, I would say at least 99% of the time, they always get proven wrong. Okay. And they're going to be proven wrong again in this instance. They're going to be proven wrong in this instance. And for those of you, I'm not even worried about the haters, because I always have these haters come on here. They're so jealous and angry that Rashida Strober has the audacity to stand up for herself as the dark-skinned activist, to stand up for her legacy as the dark-skinned activist and say, I'm not going to allow, I don't care if these are dark-skinned people, and also mixed race and light-skinned people now. Don't let the title mislead you. But there are light-skinned people, brown-skinned people that are also plagiarizing my work. So the title actually denotes the Black people of all skin tones on YouTube who are plagiarizing the work of the world's first dark-skinned activist. So pretty straightforwardly, ladies and gentlemen, I am raising funds. The dark-skinned activist, the world's first and only dark-skinned activist, Rashida Strober, is raising funds to sue these people. And as I was getting ready to state, and I want to say shout out to everybody that's watching. Thank you for tuning in. As I was getting ready to state, I've already talked to attorneys about this. I mean, there's no question that the world's first and only dark skin activist, the woman who put dark skin on the map, has a valid case as verified by several lawyers, not just one lawyer, people, by several attorneys who have looked into my claims, because any attorney that's worth their salt is not going to take your case if they feel you don't have a case, or if they feel that they cannot win your case. But people must understand, to the haters, to the naysayers who want to try to condemn me and say, why don't you have a lawyer yet? It's because you don't have a case. You don't know what you're talking about. It's all about money. It's all about money. And I know that there's someone out there with a donation of at least $5,000. It's going to take about $5,000 in order for me to go ahead and initiate the lawsuit against these plagiarizers on YouTube, because that's where they're at. They're on YouTube mainly. Now, these other plagiarizers have also made their way to television as well. So it's not just only exclusively for the plagiarizers on YouTube. There's plagiarizers also on television as well. But these funds will go towards filing a lawsuit, hiring an attorney, a skilled attorney, a competent attorney to go after the plagiarizers, the thieves, the intellectual property thieves that are on YouTube. And you know, it's real sad and ironic that I have to sue my own so-called people. And I have to say so-called people, because what I've learned is in the Black community, it's a bunch of Judases, a bunch of Judases. They're not real. They're backstabbers. They will take from you. They will smile in your face. They will lurk on your channel, and they will steal. In the Bible, there's a scripture that says the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And folks, one of the places that I've seen that is very evident at is on YouTube. We are dealing with a bunch of unscrupulous, dishonest people in our community. Unfortunately, we have to come to terms with that. YouTube, and I've said this before, and it bears repeating. YouTube is a good and a bad thing. YouTube gave a voice and continues to give a voice to the voiceless. YouTube gives people an opportunity that, you know, they don't have an outlet to maybe promote their business or promote themselves, their talent. YouTube has given an opportunity to do that for free. And for that, I'd like to say thank you, YouTube. So, you know, YouTube is an absolutely wonderful creation. Wonderful creation. But unfortunately, YouTube has become a playground of intellectual property theft. It has become a playground where anyone can sit behind their computer and steal. This is my light-skinned best friend, by the way. This is her. That another part of my story that has been ripped off. I have been speaking about my light-skinned best friend on YouTube for years and did it before anybody else. Incorporated my story regarding my light-skinned best friend in my books. But there are Black women on YouTube who have listened to it, and instead of saying, thank you, Rashida, for creating this story, they've done the opposite. They've plagiarized my story, and they're passing it off to their YouTube audience as if to say, this is something I created. So there's Black women YouTubers right now, some of them I'm referring to, and this is what we must understand. I want everybody to understand this. And I've said it before, but it bears repeating. These people have already built their audience. I want y'all to understand this, very important. They had already built an audience, and they were talking about general Black topics. These people are marketers. They knew how to market. So some people will come to me and say, well, why do these people have bigger followings than you? And I'm explaining it to you. There's multiple reasons for that. These people already had a built-in audience. So the truth is, whether they copied me or not, their audience would probably have still grown because the audience was already there, and they're marketers. They knew how to build a YouTube audience. But what they did is they came along and saw my original dark-skinned activist work that they did not know anything about. They studied me, and then they copied me. They took my intellectual property back to their subscribers and began passing off the work as if it was their own. That's what happened, plain and simple. And everything I'm saying, when that $5,000 donor, that $1 million donor, but particularly because my ultimate goal is $1 million, when that $5,000 donor makes that donation and I hire this attorney, guess what's going to happen? All of these facts are going to be presented in a court of law. The plagiarizers will not be able to continue to steal stories like Rashida Strober and her light-skinned best friend. You won't be able to continue to do that because I'm going to hold you accountable in a court of law. You're gonna have to explain yourself. And they think that they're gonna get away with this. They want me to be quiet. They're angry that I keep talking and I won't stop talking about people plagiarizing me. I'm not going to stop because I'm going to continue to expose the truth. If you want to see justice, if you want to see me take these people to court and make them answer for the intellectual property theft of dark skin activism and colorism activism. By the way, my website is colorismactivism.com and darkskinactivist.com. Then make a donation. Now, where can you make your donation? And thank you to everybody that's tuning in tonight. You can make your donation. I would prefer that you make your donation to PayPal, directly to PayPal. And the PayPal email address is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Once again, it's icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Now, if you decide that you would like to make your donation to, let's see, if you decide, let me see if I can put the information here. If you decide that you want to make your donation to my GoFundMe, oh, wow, hold on one second, y'all. Scroll back up. Then what you can do, you can go ahead and go to my GoFundMe. I think I just got it in there. There we go. I just got it in there, ladies and gentlemen. What you can do is you can go to my GoFundMe. Okay. If you want to see these people brought to justice, if you want to see these people held accountable for their actions, then make a donation. Make a donation so that this issue is able to fully and completely and truthfully play out in court and let a court of law decide. Let a court of law decide. Simple as that. Let a court of law decide on the merits of this case. But what I can tell you from, like I said, speaking to attorneys over the past year, this case has already been solidified. The case has already been made. The validity of the case is already been established. Okay. The only thing that needs to happen now is that the attorneys need to be paid. And once the attorneys are paid, then the case will proceed to federal court. That's the only thing that needs to happen. So once again, those of you that are for truth, honesty, and justice, even on YouTube, YouTube is not exempt from this. Make a donation. Where can you make your donations to? You can go to, once again, my PayPal, which is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com, or you can go to my GoFundMe. Now, all the information in terms of the links to my PayPal, or also the link to my GoFundMe, all of that information is right in the chat box, and it's also in the description box to this video. You can always find the donation information in the description to the video. You can always find it there. I highly recommend for those of you that do not understand, you're still trying to get an understanding, because I realize that there are people out there that are confused about, well, why is she suing dark-skinned women or brown-skinned women or light-skinned women? I would highly recommend you go back and watch my videos. How about starting from the very beginning of all of my videos and working your way up? Or if you want to even start from my latest 2 videos, where I spoke about Crystalline Kerzin misrepresenting who the colorism activist is. And there's only one colorism and dark skin activist, and that's Rashida Strober. And where I broke down the origin of the colorism activist Rashida Strober, how it came from the dark skin activist Rashida Strober. So those 2 videos that you'll see on my channel right now, I would highly recommend you go back and review and listen to that. And I would highly recommend that you go and do your own research on me. You can Google me. You can go to my website. Once again, it's darkskinactivist.com, aka colorismactivist.com. And you can get information that way. You can read my books. You can watch my interviews. There is a multiplicity of ways that a diligent person that's really after truth, really after honesty, really after righteousness, really after justice can go and do their due diligence and do their research. And I invite you to do that. And I invite everybody to do that. This is the thing about me that I want people to understand. I encourage you to do your research. I encourage you to not sit here on YouTube and listen to people lie and misrepresent the origins of this entire dark skin lane, because it didn't start with anybody but Rashida Strober. In fact, these people owe me a huge debt. Monetary is definitely what I'm after, because they've created channels based upon my work. Every last one of them, one by one, these people know who they are, and they will be named, whether it be 1 or 2, once the funds are received to hire the attorney to go ahead and proceed and file the lawsuit in federal court. So do your research, do your due diligence. Once again, if you want to make a donation, right now the minimum is $5,000 that I would need to hire an attorney to proceed. You can make your donation to, and I know the money's out there, I know the donors out there. The universe has everything that we ever need and that we ever want. Asking you shall receive, and I know it's going to come to me. I don't know when, but I know it's going to come to me. So here's what you can do if you would like to make a donation, no matter what the size. You can go to icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. That is my PayPal email address, and you can make it through PayPal, or you can go to my GoFundMe. And I placed my email address and my GoFundMe information. It's all in the chat box, and it's also in the description box to this particular video. And go ahead and make your donation. And what I can promise you, when that $5,000 comes, that the first thing that I'm going to do is call the attorney one of the top ones that I already spoke. I was to get on the phone and call the attorney, and we're going to sign the contract, and it's going to be on. That is the first thing. And you all are going to know about it, because I'm going to come right back on here, and I'm going to inform everybody that the lawsuit has been initiated and who has been named in the lawsuit, and it will be public record anyway. So you guys will be able to follow the case if that's what you choose to do. So make that donation. Help me to get justice and accountability, because that's what this is about. Is at this point, it's about justice and accountability. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe, make sure you, most importantly, make that donation. I know that there is a $5,000 donor out there.